see if we're live. Check Twitch in a minute. There's a delay.
Yep. All right. So thanks everybody for coming. I think we're getting the audio coming through.
The mix between us, however, he would have to adjust.
Dave, say something.
Can you hear me okay?
Can you hear me?
2, 3.
Yeah. I'm also hearing the stream. Yeah. All right, so
Okay, I'm going to put the thing on starting soon then.
Yep. Okay. There we go. Sweet. Alrighty, so thanks everybody for coming, joining us in our first game here in Innistrad. I am going to get things rolling here shortly, but first I wanted to take just a minute to give you a little bit of background information. The plane of Innistrad, this is a map of the entire plane. It is not an especially large place. It is divided into several different territories, the northernmost of which would be the Gavany. Are we having some audio issues? You guys good? Yeah, okay.
I think Ahmed is just away, and that's why it's echoing.
What?
Okay.
No, I'm echoing. My audio's echoing? Doubtful.
Okay.
My audio's here. I'm just muted.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
All right, so we'll just continue. The northernmost of which is the Gavany. The Gavany is where the majority of the humans on Innistrad live. The capital of the Gavany would be Thraben,
What I'm
where I'm pinging. That is kind of like what would be your equivalent to like Minas Tirith in Lord of the Rings. That is like the capital of human civilization, the seat of the Church of Avacyn. They all live there. That being said, Thraben was under siege maybe several months ago by a horde of undead and currently lies in shambles. The other notable places would be Hanweir, even if there is, and Estwald. Those are the two prolific places in the Gavany. Beryl used to be a seat of humanity, however, a seat of humanity destroyed. I'm getting some of this feedback. Okay. To the east, you have Nephalia. Nephalia is mainly inhabited by also humans, but also has a strong vampire presence in the Stromkirk family. The main habitations in Nephalia are Havengul, Drunno, and Selhoff. Havengul is also the place where you would find the academy on Innistrad, where one would go to learn things, just about anything. There is a hefty black market in Nephalia, and there is also basically a series of tunnels that run from Havengul all the way to Selhoff, so all the way from the north to the south and then back. A whole network of tunnels and things like that which connect them. You have Kessig in the south, which is this enormous expanse of greenery and forest. Up until recently, Kessig was in a perpetual state of autumn. However, due to the efforts of a few heroes, down here in the south, where you have the Devil's Breach, no longer exists. The Devil's Breach has been sealed, and a a branch of the world tree, Yggdrasil, has taken root on the plane of Innistrad and now connects with something. But even all the way across, even from the Gavany, even from way up north in the Gavany, you can see this gigantic tree that is now growing out of the earth. The people of Kessig are somewhat reclusive, kind of how you would expect basically people who live in the deep woods to be. They mostly keep to themselves. They are herders, sheep herders and farmers, hunters, people whom are not quite often seen outside of Kessig. To the west, and where we will be starting our story, is Stensia. Stensia is a land that is a pretty mountainous region. It is overcast most of the time. A lot of Innistrad, in fact, is kind of overcast and cold and damp. One of the things that follows you wherever you go is the Nibelgast, which is the mist that kind of covers the ground and never really quite recedes. Stensia is a little bit more overcast than the other lands surrounding. When you go past the Gaia Reach, which is this mountain range that goes all the way around Stensia. Once you pass the Gaia Reach, the clouds kind of lift a little bit in part and then give way to a little bit of a brighter landscape. But Stensia is always kept dark, and the people that live there aren't quite sure why. They presume it to be because of the vampires that make their home there. Vampires on Innistrad are something that is just accepted. They are talked about in hushed tones. People don't want to admit to each other that they exist, but they all know that they do. They all know that they're like the mafia. The vampires rule over humanity, kind of do what they want. They're like nobility. But they also, to some extent, look out for humanity and keep the other things like the ghoul callers and the necromancers and things like that from totally taking over. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Negative.
Okay. So, each of you have been approached one at a time by this enormous looking black coach. It kind of in turn rolled up to all of you. You happen to be just going about your business. Either you had just arrived here or otherwise in Stensia, and it rolls to a stop. A pleasant but poor-looking man kind of climbs out and to each of you says, yeah, good evening. I am on my way to a party at one of the nobles' houses. I am the guest of honor, and I'm looking for some unique fellows to join me for the festivities. I promise me if you join me, it would be a night you will never forget. And before any of you can even answer, you see these other two men literally float off of the driver's seat of the carriage and kind of float down behind him to flank him on either side. And all of your instincts tell you that this should just be like a bad idea to refuse his offer. And you all climb in. This is where I'm going to give you each an opportunity during the ride to see what, if anything, you would like to determine about what you know of Innistrad. If there's anything in particular that you want to know about the lands, the peoples, anything about it, I will let you do that now, kind of as you're talking amongst yourselves. Okay. So, to each of you, he kind of introduces himself. He says, yeah, my name is Johann von Hasselhoff. It's a pleasure to meet you. I hope you are not all too scared by my approach. I do not know how this has happened to me either. This is a quite startling thing. I am a humble thief. They must have heard about me, and they picked me up, and they have been showering me for the last 2 days with all manner of gifts. And they told me that I was able to invite whomever I wished, and so I was traveling around looking for some interesting individuals who caught my eye, and well, you all fit the bill. And he leans into Adalia first, and he says, "Yes, Fraulein, who is this that has made my acquaintance?"
And Adalia leans forward and is just going to vigorously and enthusiastically shake his hand with 2 hands. And she's like, it's truly a pleasure. Adalia Arthurine White. I could not have asked for a better time. My feet were getting a little sore, so I do appreciate the ride. And please do enlighten us. Where are we going exactly?
Oh yes, we are going to the Voldaren estate. I have heard of this family before, but I've never been to one of their parties. Have you ever been to one of their parties before?
Oh, how interesting. No, I'm not much of a party goer, as it were. But that is a good information. Just give me one moment, and she's going to pull out a journal and start kind of like frantically looking through it.
Okay. So then, as you're doing that, he kind of says, "Oh yes, take your time. Look, please, as long as you like." And he leans over to Palador and says, "You, my friend, you are a very strange-looking fellow. Please tell me about yourself."
Oh no, not again. I'm a Palador of the Military Corps. So your friends are quite peculiar. Does everyone in Stencia fly?
Some of us, unfortunately, I don't think that I can. But you know, how are you from around here?
Did I lose you guys?
You cut out. Now you're back.
Johann, are you German?
Yeah, I think so.
Where of Germany do you come from?
The part where nobody else lives.
Oh, you no family.
Well, I don't know who my father is, and mother said that I was better off not knowing.
Shoes.
So I'm what you call a bastard.
Nice shoes.
My shoes? My shoes are very nice. Okay. So then he looks over and sees a smaller fellow sitting next to him. And he says to Fluke, yeah, can you tell me about yourself? Who are you? I appear to have brought a little boy into this carriage.
Johann, my name is Fluke, and though small in stature, I'm big of age. But I don't take kindly for someone forcing my hand and my fate and asking me or persuading me to step into the cart. But you said a party? Now
Yeah.
that makes me a little bit interested. Do you know any more about this party?
I went to a party once. It was when I was graduating.
Yeah, it has a big party. There's lots of people there. They're all dressed in their very fancy clothes, and they're all eating and drinking lots of fancy things, and they're all dancing, and it has been going on for at least the last 2 days.
Well, and why are we invited?
Yeah, well, because they keep calling me the monarch. I don't know why. And they, for some reason, are just doing whatever I say. and I asked them if I could bring some other friends. And well,
Are you the king?
um, I guess I am the king. They
Oh,
called me the
okay.
monarch.
My job here is to. I'm supposed to meet with. What luck! I am from Paladis.
Yeah, it's a pleasure to meet you. I suppose I am the king.
My people would like to create a bridge so that we can work together.
Yeah, I like bridges. That's a good idea. Maybe we will do that. And so he leans over to Revenir. Is that correct?
Yes.
And he says, "Yo, hello, Mister. Oh, you look like a large kitty fellow."
I am a Leonin. I'm new in town, and I can only imagine the reason I'm being invited to this party is to find the biggest boars we can find to skewer and feast upon.
Yeah, we could maybe work that out. There's some biggie piggies. We maybe can go kill one for you.
Well, that's usually how our hunting parties used to go back home.
Oh, okay. That's a scary. I try not to go hunt too many things. Around here, the things hunt you.
Ah, then we must fight back.
Yeah, okay. First we do some drinking, and then maybe later on we go to do the fighting.
Adalia looks up from the book and goes, "How is there going to be a bar brawl?"
Maybe, yeah. So I don't know. Maybe if you want, you could do some fighting. I will stand in the back and watch.
A bar brawl. The ultimate test of strength amongst you and your fellow patrons.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Sure. Yeah, of course. He leans over to Merritt. He says, "Oh, hello, young lady. It's so nice to meet your acquaintance. And who are you?"
Oh, I'm Merritt.
Okay. Yes. Good call. Good talk. Okay. Very nice. Okay. And so, as you're all talking, the coach is making its way through up into the mountains, kind of further and further off the ground, kind of going around these narrow switchbacks and making its way further towards the coast. For those of you who are native to Innistrad, it's further than really any of you have ever been before, until you all arrive at this sprawling mansion, larger than anything. It defies the word even manor or mansion. It's almost like a palace or a compound in and of itself. The carriage kind of pulls up and lurches to a halt. You can hear the horses out front are still snorting and stamping their feet. Those same two gentlemen that kind of escorted you in stand on either side. They stand at attention, and when you step out, you notice that it's a little bit colder than it was when you got in, either by the altitude or for some other means. You're not entirely sure. The evening is overcast, as you would expect, but you also see that the moon is a blood moon this evening. You look up and the sky is just...
You have a very
shaded.
nice home.
Yeah, I don't know if they mean to give it to me, but this is where they brought me, and as I said, they keep calling me the monarch. And so as he gets out behind you, you see they all start bowing. All of these men who are lined up. This is like the Gothic Emmys. This is like there's all kinds of these really nicely dressed people all standing outside, lined up. There's a red carpet right at the edge of the coach when you all get out, and everybody starts cheering and applauding. The women are curtsying, the men are bowing. They're all dressed in, like I said, very elegant finery. All of them are wearing masks. of different kinds. Porcelain. Some are made of porcelain. Some are made of leather. Some are made of all kinds of different things. Feathers, top hats. It's kind of like Amadeus meets the Hunger Games.
So everyone's wearing masks but us?
And as you say that, you see there's a few people on either side that they all have their hands extended, and they have these different masks in their hands for all of you to choose.
Oh, there we go.
Are these FDA class compliant?
Do you say that?
Did I stutter?
They kind of look confused, but they like shake their head. They're like, and they just kind of force one into your hand.
Thank you. So I guess it's custom. I just put this on my face.
And they help you tie it on.
Well, I'd like to select the fanciest one. Maybe with like the shiniest baubles or something like that, or maybe with some gold on it.
Oh, very easily you find one that's like gold. It's like cushioned. It's got some purple velvet.
Purple, like you got me on the purple velvet.
There you go. Right. Johan takes one. He says, "Oh yeah, I had to make one special for me." And he takes it. It looks like a handkerchief, and he ties it around his head with like two little eye holes. It is pure white, except for these this black kind of around the eyes, and it goes down the cheeks. He says, "This was something that my mother made me one time, and unfortunately I lost it. So I had them make another one for me. Yeah. How do I look?
Fancy.
Nice? Oh, thank you." And so then you're escorted in to this mansion, and you are all stunned in its opulence, in the decadence in with which it's decorated with. There is every inch of the place has food and drink and little party favors laid out. Some of them are made of porcelain, some of them are made of ivory, some of them are made of different types of woods. There's just things everywhere. Does anybody have a passive perception of 14 or higher? Okay.
I do. Hang on.
Nope.
My passive perception is 19. FYI, I'm just to let you know my passive perception is 19.
Okay.
My passive investigation is 15 as well.
Okay, so a couple of you notice a few things as you're walking through. In one of the side rooms, you see it looks like there is a ballroom dance going on. Everybody's paired off, and they're wearing these. The women are wearing these elegant gowns. The men are wearing these wonderful tuxedos. And as you kind of lean in to sort of get a better look, you see that the ballroom is full. But as you kind of look up, the sky is full of them dancing too. As you look up, you can't see the ceiling or how high it goes, but you see people stretching upwards, dancing ever so slowly around in a circle. And you hear gorgeous music being played from somewhere, and every once in a while you hear a gentle followed by a thud, but you can't quite see where it's coming from.
Ravenir kind of looks around, and I kind of picture these masks were too small for his giant lion face, so he's got like two of them tied on. And he looks at his dinged up arm and all these people, and he says, "My fellows, I think I'm a bit underdressed for this situation we find ourselves in."
And Merritt, who is literally wearing like scraps of leather and a fur hood, kind of looks at him and is like, "Well, if we are going to be here, then maybe we are just guests of honor and they don't care what we look like."
We can lie and tell them this is the high fashion where we're from.
Well, this is what everybody wears where I'm from, so then we wouldn't be lying. And she's gonna just like walk right behind him and try to like hide underneath him.
But we don't need to tell them that.
Don't think we need to tell them anything.
That's a fair point.
Did somebody hear a blood-curdling cry?
Oh, yes, you heard that too?
I mean, did someone fall?
I don't know. It sounded like it, though.
Johan
Fur
says,
suit, or are you? Are you? That's very nice clothes, Mr. Ravenier.
Johan says, yeah, you hear that from time to time. Sometimes the people, they can't hold their liquor, and I guess they fall over.
They fall over or they fall down?
I don't know. I haven't really ever gone to check.
Yeah, you don't seem to know very much about your house.
Well, I just got here a couple days ago. It's a very large place. I have not even seen all the rooms. I have been using a different bathroom every day.
Oh, that seems nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. They have indoor plumbing.
It's
Yeah,
gonna be big.
Where are you taking us to right now?
So as you're going through these grandiose hallways, and it's almost become like a maze with how many different places they brought you through, and how many different rooms you passed. You see another room with looks like a bunch of people. Like the door is cracked, and you see kind of a really elegant like lounge chair set up in there, and somebody is kind of draped over it. And it looks like they're in sort of a state of undress. And as you're all kind of filing by, you see one person kind of go over and lean over on top of them. And you can't quite make out what they're doing. But then they look up and notice you, and the door just slams shut.
Oh, that seems bad. Oh, that seems bad.
One of the things that you're finally ushered into a grand dining room, or at least from what you can surmise would be a grand dining room. This dining room is also grandiose beyond description for you. Your eyes are drawn to kind of almost everything in the whole room all at once. The ceiling stretches an incredible 100 feet high by your estimates, and is dotted with numerous crystal chandeliers that are unlike anything any of you has ever seen. The walls are draped in gorgeous tapestries, all depicting somebody in all sorts of various different poses. One looks like it has this woman with this gorgeous red hair, kind of has her head held up high with like a sword in it, like holding it out, and she's pushing somebody else's head into the ground with one of her feet. And around her, there's also all types of like fire. It looks like she's in the middle of some kind of a battle. There's another one of her just sitting on a throne on the opposite wall, just with some type of a glass in her hand, kind of looking down. And it's kind of at that time that you look at that tapestry and you look up that you see the person in the tapestry. And you look up, and floating 50 feet above you is that throne with that same lady seated on it, looking down at you. And you see a beautiful woman with pale skin, long, flowing, curly red hair, which matches the redness in her lips. She's dressed in an elegant black gown, which kind of flows all the way down past her feet, and is barefoot. In one hand, she's holding a crystal wine glass filled with some type of red liquid, and she's kind of swirling it around as she looks down on you. And her eyes are solid gold.
Ravenier waves at her.
She kind of has a mocking smile that passes across her lips before she addresses you, and she says, "Greetings, all of you. How nice of you to join us for our festivities. I see that Johan has chosen well. Won't you please all have a seat?" And everybody kind of has a seat pulled out for them by all of these attendants, and there is maybe 100 seats at this table. Each of you sits down and has some type of a meal brought to you. All of the guests begin to eat, and she says, such a wonderful selection we have tonight for dinner. We were all getting very hungry. I was wondering when you would come back. And as you kind of all look up, like, what the hell are you talking about? Each of the other people in the room, so you were ushered in with a group of other humans, too, that you've never met before. Each of those other people is grabbed, one by one, systematically by the attendants behind them. Their head is torn back, and they take a giant bite out of their throat and just let the blood spray all over the room as you all watch in, well, what's going through your minds?
Yeah, Merritt's like freaking the fuck out, but trying really hard to keep her composure because she doesn't want to draw any attention to herself.
I figured this would be a bloodbath, but this is ridiculous.
So you see one.
Does this have cheese in it?
One among them is singled out because he is wearing the apparent finery of the Church of Avacyn. That kind of denotes him as being a Cathar. And he is kind of like, they haven't gotten to him yet. He stands up, pushes his seat back, and kind of stumbles back in horror. What are you doing to them? No, what's happening? And you see your host is just kind of looking down, and she's now begun to kind of laugh to herself.
Ravenir stands up and he pulls his sword out.
Adalia.
I also stand up, but I leave.
Adalia kind of pulls out a handkerchief and is going to like wipe a little bit of the blood spray off of her and off of her notebook, and she just looks mildly annoyed at the whole thing.
So now the hostess has floated out of her chair and is kind of down almost even with you all, but you see that her feet are not even touching the ground. She's floating maybe an inch off the ground, and she floats over to the man who is the Cathar and kind of takes his head and admires it a little bit. She says, "Where is your Avacyn now? She cannot help you. What will you do? What has your faith got in you?" And then she basically takes his head and peels it off of his body and kind of throws it behind her. And then she just sort of turns around and casually floats away. And she floats over to each of you in turn and sort of takes a moment to look all of you over. Isn't saying anything.
Merritt's just like staring at the ground, not paying attention.
Could I please roll a knowledge history to see if I can determine anything else about anything that's going on right now?
Yep.
Cool. That's an 8.
You have heard of the vampires.
Sorry, I get advantage.
Go for it.
Using a different one. Come on, baby. That is a 9.
Oh no.
You have heard of the vampires having festivals of and throwing parties of this caliber, but you have never heard of them ending like this. It's as this is all happening, by the way, that you hear a very haunting melody being played throughout the hall as accompanying music for the slaughter, as it were.
Look, lady, I may not know about this place or who this Avacyn is, but I don't think we can let you get away with killing all these innocent people.
Are you
Can
sure?
we?
I think we definitely can.
She says, "You will make excellent treats for my guests."
And he's going to put his sword away and pull out his javelin and throw it at her.
Oh no.
Go ahead and make an attack roll for me. Okay.
Oh, why
So
did it
with-
do +1? Hang on. Oh no, that's right in there. Yeah, so 12.
So without even like moving or faster than your eyes can even perceive her to have moved, she just like shoots her free hand up and catches it. And she takes the end of it and uses it like a toothpick. She says, "Petty toys," and she throws it behind her, and just you hear it like clang off the polished marble of the floor behind her. She says, perhaps a demonstration to show you just how weak and powerless you actually are. And she looks over her shoulder at Johan, and Johan goes, "Yeah, I don't feel so good." And you see that thing he was wearing on his face starts to turn slowly blood red as you realize he's actually bleeding through it. And she snaps her fingers, and he pops like a balloon. The entire side of the hall that he was standing on is now bathed in his blood and his body parts. He is all over the place.
So yeah, where is the nearest exit? Because that's what Fluke's looking for.
And so you see, just as that happens, you see where the music is coming from, and there is a woman in the back of the room playing a violin. What do they see?
So off the side of this atrocity that you're witnessing is a slender woman with long dark hair, fair skinned, though not as pale as the others in attendance. She is wearing all black with a hint of magenta shifting to blue, and she can best be described as a porcelain doll, and she's playing a somber piece on her violin. The violin is clearly made from the redwood of native only Estancia, and you can feel the precision in her playing, evident in someone who has been playing for a lifetime.
So she's kind of floating around looking at all of you. And she appears to be in a terrible mood. What will I do with all of you? How best to execute you?
Okay, so the violinist actually turns to Olivia Valderin and says, "Aunt Olivia, I think your guests have witnessed enough for one night. I believe you are in need of a guide for them, and I offer my services to you and the Valderin family to teach them how to operate Instancia under your most gracious watch. They could prove useful to you in the future with the right composition and development, of course." She bows gracefully to Olivia and smiles at her like the two have shared many a kindred moments, and she returns to playing.
So, for just a moment, Olivia kind of snaps her head over and looks, and you can see the annoyance visible in her eyes, and then her gaze kind of softens. She smiles. She says, "You know what? Perhaps you are right. Maybe they could be useful to us."
Okay, so the violinist's shadow actually turns blue and forms a copy of herself. The copy deliberately steps over to a lavish grand piano, accompanies the violin playing to the drama and horror that's unfolding in the room before you.
And Revenir is apparently just slashing the table.
Sorry, I was trying to figure something out. Ignore it in there. I don't know how to shut it off.
"I will not work for you." Smash. Okay.
I'm just trying to figure out D&D Beyond, that's all.
You're good. So she says, "Very well. I have a task for you then. To prove yourselves worthwhile to me. If you succeed, I will not kill you today. Perhaps I will kill you tomorrow. She says, I wish for you to head to the town of Shadowgrange in the south. There, somebody has taken it upon themselves to raid and kill the human beings who are supposed to be under Voldaran watch. This cannot pass. I need for you to go and find out who is causing this and eliminate them or bring them before me. Is this understood?
Are we getting any kind of transportation?
She says, you have feet, do you not?
You have carriages.
Yes, I have carriages. You have nothing.
So are we working for you or not working for you?
Do you wish to be dead?
I do not wish anything. I just, if I'm working for you, I would wish to be able to follow through with my work in an expedient way. A carriage for someone like you shouldn't be such a, it should be a trifle.
You need to earn such privileges.
Adalia is going to lean over to Fluke and whisper, well, first out loud, she'll be like, you know, I think I speak for all of us when I say we are more than happy to take on this task. And she'll lean over to Fluke and say, as long as it gets us out of this damn castle in the near future, I think we go for it.
I'm happy to leave.
So as the mystery violinist turns to the party, she takes a sip from her wine glass. Her eyes change from soft brown to ice blue. She licks her lips, making it very apparent that she has pearl white fangs. And with a subtle yet genuine smile, she introduces herself. Hello, friends. I am Christina Weiss of Havengul, Madame Voldaren's niece, and I wish to help you. Come with me if you want to live to see another sunrise.
And if we refuse, are you gonna do to us what you did to him? And he points at the very splattered remains of Johann.
Alia?
Olivia says, even if you accept, I might do it tomorrow. But I promise you that for now, you will remain intact. And even if you do a good job, maybe I might even be persuaded to give you something in return. She says, do we have an arrangement?
Adalia says, yes, please do repeat yourself one more time there. My internet just cut out a tiny bit.
She says, do we have an arrangement? A deal? Will you work for me in exchange for your lives?
Well, I don't think that we can say no.
No, there's not much of a choice there.
Okay.
I guess we'll be seeing our way out then.
Yes, be gone. Go on your way. So, and then you were quickly ushered out past all of the different various hallways and rooms and winding staircases and out into the front, into the night, under the blood moon of Innistrad. So I will give you the map, and who wants to be the representative for the party on the map? Don't all chime in once.
I think Melania should do it.
What's that? I do have several paper materials with me. I'd be happy to add another one to my knapsack.
Okay.
What is a knapsack?
So, if you
It's
all
a
see-
sack. You probably it's probably a nickname for a sleeping bag, I would assume.
That is what it sounds like. Yes, it sounds like a sleeping
It's a
bag.
giant
bag to sleep?
sack you get into, and you take either a short nap or a long nap.
Do you take a long nap? You just sleep. You are very weird, Mr. Man.
My name is not Mr. Man. It is Ravenir. Of the
I'm not
Golden
going to
Field.
remember that. I'm sorry.
Okay, so you were all standing out in front of the Voldaren estate in the cold air of the Innistrad evening. What would you like to do next?
That was definitely not a party. That was more of a horrifying, life-altering experience. I'll be having nightmares of that man exploding for weeks.
Yeah, that was a fucking slaughter. I don't know what that man was talking about. It's not much of a party when everybody dies.
Adalia just goes, hushed voices, eyes forward, keep walking. I don't think it's the best time to be discussing this just yet.
Okay.
Yeah, especially not in front of her. And he gestures over to the niece.
You all look so very uneasy. I don't understand what the problem is.
The man who brought us there exploded, lady.
That is a common occurrence in Innistrad.
Not where I'm from.
Of course, there's no problems at all whatsoever. We are happy to be here.
Are you kidding me? That was the fucking worst.
Just keep your voice down, please.
No.
Okay.
I think she said she was related to that horrible woman.
You mean our wonderful hostess, who we are most gracious for, and she's just going to turn over and give a thumbs up.
I will not fear the unknown, for if I look deeply enough into its shadows, I will find temporal hopeless reach. I will be rewarded with the hope that hides. I will be rewarded with...
Are you okay, my friend?
No, I think we should run. Maybe run.
No, I don't think that that's a good idea. I think maybe we should just follow this lady. And Merritt is going to kind of try to like put her arm around him and like comfort him a little bit, but she's not very good at it. So she's just going to kind of be like, okay, it's going to be fine.
Just hug her, like, and cry.
Oh God. Okay. This is fine. Okay, fine.
This place, it was one in a million. I could have ended up in a paradise, and I end up in this. Do you see it's dark all the time? Why is it dark all the time? And look at her. Why does her face change like that? And you're a musician. The musician's back home, and nothing like you, lady.
Okay, Fred, let's just maybe bring it in. That's okay. You just talk to me now. It's okay. This is just the way that things are here a lot of the time. I'm from, like, down south a little bit. It's a little nicer. Maybe we can go there later. Okay. Do you just come with me?
That sounds nice.
Yeah, it's very nice. Okay, you come with me. You just stay here. No more talking to the nice lady. You just stay with me. Okay, Fred.
Whether we do something for them or we just are not doing anything for them, we're all cattle to them.
Yeah, that's basically what this is like. It's kind of terrible, but that's okay.
But that's it. You got no kind of control of your own fate. So we can slouch along.
Well, I guess it's good to know that some things never change.
All right, so you guys are all kind of having this conversation as you're making your way southeast through the Zeal Pass, which is the only road that leads to the Voldaren estate. You kind of make your way out the other side of the Zeal Pass, and immediately you are met with the beginnings of what they call the Northern Farbog. The ground kind of becomes a little bit softer, a little spongier. The traversal becomes a little bit more difficult as the land becomes swampier. You start to see the beginnings of kind of trees poking out of the landscape. here and there. Off into the distance, a good ways, you see what looks like some type of a castle or something that is kind of sticking out of the mountains off. You'd say maybe a few miles. And Nightsong, you know that to be the Mauer estate. That's where some of the neophyte or the newly turned vampires live. Somebody make a perception check for me.
My passive is 19.
Okay. So yeah, actually, you see off in that direction. You see, it looks like two little girls are like playing,
no.
and you hear them kind of laughing and giggling.
There is nothing
Eat us.
creepier than that. Little children like giggling.
2 little girls giggling under a blood moon. Goodbye. I'm out.
Palos, grant thy allies deny the strength to overcome this.
Ravenir, having no idea this is an ill omen, is going to start walking towards them and be like,
Excuse me, little ones. Where are your parents? It's
They're gonna
a
eat
bit
you.
too dangerous for you to be out here so late.
So
Oh,
as you address them, you hear and then followed very shortly after by a very high-pitched scream. It sounds like the same girl is screaming.
but the one in front of me isn't screaming.
You have no idea where these sounds are coming from. The little girl that you are talking to is kind of a little ways off in the woods, and you can just see her silhouette. Yes, the blood moon is a full moon.
So Adalia is going to just kind of like pull on Ravenir's shoulder backwards a little bit while she's kind of like, and she's holding her stomach a little bit, like she's like having a little bit of pain. And she's just like, why don't we just stay on course for now? Just get this all over with, please.
You know what? Maybe it's best if I follow your lead.
yeah,
I don't like
this
this.
is a good idea,
I don't like this place.
Mr. Man.
Okay.
These little girls grew up in Stencia, so I'm sure that they will be just fine. Just fine.
All right. So you leave the creepy little girls be, and you continue on your way. You easily pick up the path that you were traveling. Those little girls are definitely not getting mauled in the forest by some kind of the awful monster.
Oh, guilt
You are-
weighing on
you
me.
100% sure that that's not the case. That type of thing never happens in Innistrad. So you continue on your way.
I mean, that
Well,
type of
maybe
thing
that
happens
the
on
monsters-
Theros all the time, so maybe Innistrad is different.
You venture down the road until you pick up one of the main roads that kind of connects Silvern and Brelit in the south. And you're traveling that for what seems to be maybe about an hour or more before off the road on to your right, and would be to the west, you see a fire off in the swamp. Or you see the telltale signs of smoke coming up from the swamp. Somebody is there. Somebody has made camp.
It's just global warming. We should just keep going.
I don't know what that means. It is not warm here. Not ever.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, do you usually have swamp fires?
I like your funny words, Paladin man.
What was that?
Said I like your funny words, Paladin man. Global warming.
What was that word? That paladin? What is that?
No, he said his name is Palador.
Oh.
Yeah, Mr. Man.
My name is Palador. Yeah.
Okay, so you see the night is kind of getting on. You guys are going to maybe want to think about looking for some place to stop sometime soon. And there is somebody who's camped out in the middle of the swamp out there.
can we see a person, or do we just see the camp?
You just see the smoke coming from the middle of the swamp. You're a little bit too far off to be able to see who is there or what is going on.
So is it time for us to make camp too? Maybe we can join camps.
Yeah, I mean, it's getting pretty late, but camping outside can be really dangerous, because there's all those things in the woods that try to kill you.
Is there anywhere inside the camp?
I don't think so. That's unfortunate for us.
Okay, you want to join camps with whatever's out there? Are you kidding me?
I don't know.
Well, do you want me to try to look at the campsite to make sure that whatever is camping there is not going to eat us?
No, please, no.
Can you do that without being found out?
I can certainly try.
I mean, you can go into the swamp and try and get closer.
Yeah.
You're like a few miles away. Like you can see, like I said, the telltale signs of smoke coming up from the camp. So you know that there's somebody there, but you can't see any details.
I can sneak just as well as you. I just thought you I don't know you. I thought you would just turn into a bird or a little squirrel or something.
No, my mom tells me that when I get a little better at being a farmer, maybe I can do that, but at this moment I can't.
Okay. Well,
so as you guys are walking, Palador, you kind of like in mid-stride, right in the middle of the road, right between your feet, you kind of stop for a second just to take a look around, and you notice there's a gold piece laying between your feet.
Well, look at that. Put it away.
No, that's mine, Palador. I just dropped that.
You're not sure where it came from, and it wasn't there a second ago, but it is there now.
What kind of currency is it?
It is currency that is native to Innistrad. Somehow it got converted right all for you, nice and neat. It is what would they call a sun? A gold piece is equivalent to a sun.
I got lucky there. I'll put it away. Fluke, well, I do respect your gambit that this perhaps might be yours. I also fine, here, take it.
Oh, thank you so much. I guess it's my lucky day.
Well, you got to be careful about picking up random shit on the roads. Like, that could be something that someone is using to do bad things to you.
Yes. I agree completely. It could be quite dirty. And she pulls out her handkerchief and tries wiping it for him.
Well, if it is, I hope I get a lot of bad shit.
Anybody that likes to can make an insight check if they want to try and figure out what the hell is going on.
Yes, please.
You were saying it isn't yours, Fluke?
I'm saying it was found on the road.
That's good. That's a 19.
You get the feeling that somebody else might have good luck in like another 58 minutes.
Okay.
See? Now we can just move on.
Whoever's around Palador seems to have good luck every 60 minutes or so.
Is that like your armor? Like you are a lucky charm?
Maybe it has something to do with that camp.
I certainly am a lucky charmer.
Is that true? I feel like you are probably lying about that.
Is he magically delicious?
I would say take a taste, but I'm terrified. So,
but maybe like he's a slot machine.
We do have somebody in the party who would take a taste that could find out.
David, that was like a super sitcom head turn. I appreciate it. You're like this, and he says that you're just like.
Bros.
Did I ever give you? I don't think I gave you the temporary HP for back at the estate. So go ahead and roll a d6.
That is a 5.
Okay. So you have 5 temporary HP for go ahead and having a human Kool-Aid. Allegedly.
Oh no.
So yeah, you saw this camp and then a gold piece appeared. Maybe it's good luck. Maybe it's a good omen.
Yeah, I think maybe we do want to go and look at the camp a little bit, just because, like, it could be that we can stay there with that person, and hopefully they will help us to
That's
not
what I'm
get
saying.
eaten.
It's getting late, and
Yeah.
I need to get my sleep.
Yeah, I think that you are
Well,
probably
if you
right.
must, and I squeeze your shoulder and say, measure your breath. Then when all the thoughts that play at your mind have ceased, strike.
Thanks for that advice. Here, I'll give you this gold coin as my appreciation for that
And I
wonderful advice.
cast guidance on her, but not twice, just the once.
On who? On me?
Correct, yes.
Oh, that's so nice of you. Thank you.
Okay.
Do we want to walk towards the campsite then? Yes, let's do that.
Okay. Do you want to try?
Was that a we? You said we? I thought you said you were going to check it out.
Well, so I think you said that it was like a mile or two away, right? So maybe we all walk towards it, but I can stay in the front, like a little bit ahead of you guys and kind of scout ahead. I can talk to you without you being very close to me. That is a thing that I can do. So I can whisper back to you and you can talk to me a little bit when I do it. So I will let you know if it is safe.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So go ahead and give me a survival check, please.
That's pretty good. That is another 19.
Okay. So as
Don't
you
forget you
start,
have the guidance. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
So that makes it 22.
Okay. So 22. All right. As you are making your way into the Farbog, again, the ground starts to get a little bit spongier as you're going. You kind of you take a step and your boot kind of sinks an inch or two into the mud, and you're like, oh, what the hell? And you go to like lean on a tree and pull your boot out, and like your hand sinks into the tree. The tree is like rotten, and you kind of pull your hand down. It's got like tree schmutz on it, and you're like, this is messed up. Like trees don't usually do this. You easily pick up some other boot prints as you're traveling. It looks like they are an average-sized humanoid. But that's about all you can tell at the moment, unless you have any specific questions.
No, I don't think so. I'll probably use message to talk to probably I was talking to Palador, but he's not there. So
I'm here.
Okay. So you got to be careful because the ground is really gross up here, and that there's something wrong with these trees. They're like melting. But I do see some boot prints, and I'm going to go ahead and follow them. So you guys just follow me, and I will make sure that the path is pretty clear, I guess. Okay.
Like you said, the trees are melting, and maybe we shouldn't go that way then? Maybe?
Well, if we want to find the person whose campfire that is, I think that I have picked up their trail. So if they went this way, then probably it is safe to go this way because that means that they didn't get eaten.
Hey, good luck. She's gonna die.
No, I'm totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm fine, just fine. Definitely not going to die. Okay, so I'm gonna keep moving forward. Do I see though any like creatures, or do I notice that the trees are like moving at all?
Make a perception check.
Oh no. Oh, actually, I'm okay with that. Okay, this is 17. Oh wow, that's actually pretty good. Right? 12, 17.
It's not necessarily about what you notice, but about what you don't notice. And as you're kind of traveling along, you notice that there is kind of the stark absence of sound. which is what is striking you, is that as you're kind of creeping along and you're like, wait a minute, I should hear some kind of sounds, like some kind of birds, bugs, night creatures, something.
Ah, shit.
But you hear nothing.
I have a quick question for the DM. Is Merritt within approximately 120 feet of Adalia at this time? And if not, could Adalia follow at perhaps somewhere around 100 feet from Merritt?
Yes. So you should be. I'm probably staying within 120 feet ahead of you guys because that's as far as message goes, and I would want to be able to stay in communication with you guys.
Cool. So Adalia will probably like try to stay like fairly close to Merritt, but
okay.
Also, ouch. Just in general, ouches.
Okay, so you notice those things, and kind of as you're going a little bit further into the far bog, maybe 45 minutes goes by, and you have that creeping feeling of like, I don't like this. This is messed up. Like I should be hearing some kind of animals. I should be hearing something, and it's still like sort of difficult to traverse. The mud itself, it looks like it's almost like you're sticking to the ground a little bit. And it's really weird. The mud has a very odd consistency as you're all going through. And finally you approach what looks like the remains of an old house or an old building.
Oh,
and
look at that.
Kind of off to the side, you see a campfire, and there's a single man just seated at the campfire, and it looks like he's turning some kind of an animal really slowly over the spit. He hasn't noticed you.
Does he look human?
Yes.
Okay.
By the light of the campfire, you can easily see he's wearing a signature tricorn hat that you see a lot of people in Innistrad wear. He's dressed not poorly, but not richly. He's dressed pretty average. He's got pretty decent clothes, nice leathers. He's got a nice jerkin on. Like he looks like he maybe has been out in the woods for a couple days. Like maybe he might be a hunter, but you can't really tell from this distance.
Okay. Can I see his face?
Yes, very, very easily in the fire. You can see his face. He's clean shaven. He doesn't look especially dirty or anything like that. He doesn't look like he's not sitting there like cackling madly or anything like that. He's just making food.
What color are his eyes?
It's hard to tell from this distance, especially with the firelight.
Okay.
If you want to try and get a little bit closer.
Mostly I just want to see if his eyes are regular human eyes or if they're all one
you
color.
can definitely see white. Like you can see he's got whites, so he does not look like he's a vampire.
Excellent. Okay. So I will message Adalia in the group and say, okay, there's a man up here. I don't know if you guys can see him, but he is roasting some kind of food. And I think that he's definitely human. So I don't know if you guys want to come up here and we can all try to talk to him together as a group so that we can make sure that we are all here if anything happens that is bad.
Out loud, even though Merritt cannot hear her, Adalia just goes, "Sounds like a good plan to me." And
I think that I can hear you, right? You can respond. You can reply to me.
Yes, but Adalia just says it out loud because she's scatterbrained.
Okay. Like,
Perhaps if we break bread, we may be able to bypass him eating us.
Well, it sounds like we found camp.
yes,
So are you
that's a
saying
good
this
idea.
out loud, though? Are you saying this out loud, Adalia?
Yes.
I would not worry about anyone who is actually eating food, because vampires do not eat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Oh, I can't hear you. I am not there.
So what do you guys want to do? You want to just watch him cook for a little while, or you want to try and get closer? You want to talk to him? You want to run away in fear? What
Did we get to actually eat a sufficient amount back at Olivia's?
Let's break bread.
Negative.
We didn't eat. I lost my appetite. I left the table. I don't think any of us really, besides maybe the mistress, ate.
I think I'm just going to walk up to the fella and say hello.
Adalia will follow close behind because she is hangry.
Good evening, sirs. My friends and I are travelers, and we're looking for sheltering for the night. Are you partial to some company?
So he looks up and he says, "Oh, hello there. It's a pleasure to meet someone such as yourself out at this time of night. Who may I ask? Do I have the pleasure of addressing?"
Oh, my manners. My name is Fluke. This is my friend Adalia. And I have a couple of other friends straggling over behind us. And you, sir?
He says, "Oh, my name is Bluto. Pleasure to meet you."
Thank you, Bluto. Might we sit around your fire and just get a little warm for the evening? We might have some rations we might be able to muster up to share, but we're all inexperienced travelers and are not well equipped for this venture.
He kind of laughs. He says, "It's ill-equipped. You shouldn't be out around these parts. That the proper arrangements having been made. It's dangerous. You could get yourself killed."
Well, that's why we're grateful for your fire and your hospitality, Bruto.
He says, "Yes, of course. Please invite your friends over. Have them. Please take a seat. You're all welcome." Go ahead.
Oh no, you went ahead.
He kind of takes a seat and he's still turning the board and he says, "Oh, just give me a few moments and you'll be able to share in the hunt," as it were.
Adalia is going to go. This smells simply exquisite. What seasonings are you using?
Make a nature check. And you guys feel free to place yourselves around the fire, around the campsite, however you like.
Oh, that's good. I'm just going to get myself nice and warm. Kind of angle myself near that tent opening because I might try to get myself some sleep if I get my belly full first.
Drop a ration for the pot of food and a blessing. From the words of the great Hippocratio, Medicrat, may our meal be nourishing and our time well spent in the endeavor of bringing hope.
He hears you. He says, "Yes, quite nice. Yes, wonderful." And so, right as you finish that up, Palador, you hear off in the direction that you guys had just come from. You hear howling.
And as soon as Merritt hears that, she freaks the fuck out and runs behind Ravnir because he is the biggest thing.
I do the same.
Fluke tries to reach for some of the boar meat and see if I could get my belly full before anything bad happens and we lose a meal.
Adalia kind of like groans a little bit and is like, "Ah," and is going to draw her musket.
Okay. The howling is a little bit off in the distance, and you see Udo stand up. He says, "Oh, foul beasts approach. I should go and I should check and see if my traps are still in order. All of you stay here. I will be right back." And he kind of goes off in this direction, and then out of sight.
Can I search his tent?
Sure.
All right. So I'm just going to excuse myself and take a nap for a little while. I'll just be in here. Then I'll go into his tent and see what I find inside.
Make an investigation check.
All right. I'll make myself a nice little investigation check here. I'm not feeling very investigatory.
All right. Well, you find a journal that's written in a language you don't quite understand,
I am.
or at least it may be written in shorthand that you're not quite aware of.
Is that some kind of joke about my size? Come on.
It looks like you're not 100% sure, but if you had to make a guess, actually make an intelligence check for me.
Be able to read it then if it's shorthand, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay. Well,
Oops,
dude, you
wrong one.
really great intelligence save though. Or, I'm sorry.
Hold on. Where's my intelligence? I'll do the proper roll. That is a nice roll.
Okay,
Oh.
pretty close. It looks like it's some kind of formula. It looks like these are notes on some kind of a formula that he's been keeping.
Now, I don't know too much about magic, but does it seem about magic?
It could be magical, alchemical in nature.
All right, I'll respectfully put it down. Anything else I might be able to sell or that might have more value to me?
It looks like there's just some random, like, dried herbs and things he's got in his pack.
All righty. I think I'm going to go get myself some boar before trouble finds us. Oh, I couldn't sleep. You think this boar is ready, everybody?
So somebody can make a nature check if they want on the boar.
I mean, I can try, but my nature's actually not that good for a druid.
I do believe I have advantage on nature, so only nature checks about fae fiends and undead.
Well, you could tell the food's looking pretty dead.
I can do my best. Oh, actually, I rolled a 15 with +1. That's a 16. So
Okay, so this is actually a type of boar that is indigenous to Keswick. So it's kind of weird that it's over here. It is a Festerhide boar, so it is a type of boar that is known to have certain toxins and poisons in its skin. And so as it's turning, you can see those toxins are actually beginning to cook out and kind of come to the surface through the skin and drip off into the fire. And as they do so, they drip into the fire and like the fire kind of flares up a little bit. So it's a little weird that this type of pig is this far east.
You know, actually, we have these kind of things back home, which is weird that this is here because I'm from a lot farther away than where this is. I wonder how it got to be here.
I mean,
Industrialization.
we have boars back home too, and this is the kind of party I'm used to.
What is industrial?
It's
Now
like
that
when people come and they build stuff, and then all the animals get scared away.
Now that you mention it, we have a tent and a fire. Is there a cart or a horse? Was just someone on foot?
Are you suggesting that we take this man's cart? If he has,
Is there-
but actually, I don't believe there is one.
That's what I'm trying to find out. So did he kill this boar here, or did he bring it with him? Or maybe he rode the boar, then got hungry and killed it, and that's why it came from far away.
I don't think that this is going to be big enough for him to ride. They're not like huge, right? They're not. It's not like huge.
Are you talking about my size again?
Pig size?
Okay.
Well, considering the fact that we just went to a dinner party and they ate the guests, perhaps the boar was his friend.
No.
I mean, anything is possible apparently in this, area.
All right, Palador. Now, as you're standing around talking, you notice that you see something happen in this tree over here.
Oh shit!
You swear.
Oh, nope.
You swear you see this tree move.
The vegetation. You are an expert of vegetation, Merritt. Perhaps you can see if that the tree. It's our guest. He left, and maybe he's in the tree.
Yeah, I mean, I can take a look at it, but maybe Ravnir could come with me to look at it just in case.
Sure.
Okay, that would be nice of you. Thank you. You go first.
I'll just be here with the boar, turning it on the spit.
Does the boar look like it's safe to eat right now? Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it looks pretty delicious, actually.
Yeah, if you want, it's okay to eat it now. I'm going to go and look at this tree, I guess, with Ravnir. Okay.
All right, let me know. I'm just gonna have some boar.
Okay. It's this one over here.
That's right.
Okay. So I'm kind of like walking behind him, like peeking up.
Can you just ping it again for me? I'm sorry.
That guy.
Okay.
So when we get a little closer, I guess, do we notice anything like weird about the tree itself, or does it look like there's something in the tree?
Make an investigation check for me, please.
Okay, I can do that. 11.
So as you walk up and you kind of press like your finger into the tree, the tree seems fleshy. Like it has more spring to it than you're used to from like a usual tree.
I poke it with my trident.
Okay.
You should be poking the trident at this boar. It's delicious. Come over here.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh.
So you go ahead and you poke it with the trident.
Oh
you
no.
See out of the top of the tree,
No.
kind of like this bulbous growth unrolls, and there is an eyeball inside the tree. And then you guys hear this shifting and groaning to your left, and the entire structure of the house grows teeth. Everybody roll for initiative.
Oh
God
no.
damn it.
Oh Jesus, what is my man, I am rolling so well tonight. I am so fucking pleased with myself.
He's gonna turn to Merritt and ask, is it normal for trees to be this squishy?
And Merritt is staring at the top of the tree like, no, I don't think so.
So maybe it's time to panic.
Yeah, that's cool because I was panicking like a minute and two ago, so I'm already way ahead of you on that, Mr. Man.
Okay. Just get you all up here.
Oh, my shit is crawling. Oh, there we are.
Okay. So what did everybody get? Let's start with Adalia. What did Adalia get?
That would be a 19.
Okay. And Merritt?
I got an 18. You are my friend. We are going to use you.
Okay, is anybody missing? Great. Before we start, let's all take a couple minutes just to go to the bathroom, just before this starts.
Literally about to ask.
Yeah, let's take 5 minutes. Everybody get up, go ahead, take a pee break, and we'll reconvene before the festivities start. Yeah. No.
I got a snack.
Yay, snacks.
Game snacks. Game snacks.
Consnaculations.
I was like, I'm not going.
Alrighty, everybody here?
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like it.
I think we're just waiting on Allie.
Hmm?
I think we're just waiting on Allie.
I've got Allie.
Yep, I see everybody.
Okay.
What's that?
You might need to. He could not see your face.
Oh, that's not good.
There we go. Okay, great. Okay. So, Fluke, it is your turn. You have this enormous house creature that is currently looking like it's going to try and eat your friends.
All right, well, I'm licking my lips and I'll wave my hand up over everybody. Merritt and Ravenir, and Adalia. This boar is really good. I'm just gonna wish you some luck on this, and let me know. Oops, sorry for doing that twice, but just wishing you all luck, and I give each of them a little bit of luck this round while I sit here and eat my boar.
Okay, so who are you giving it to? You're giving it to Adalia?
Adalia, Merritt, and Ravenir.
All right.
All right.
And that's my turn.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Good play. Good play. Yeah.
So, Ravenir, you are currently grappled because your trident is being pulled into this tree real slowly,
Ancestry.
and it is going to attack you.
He's not He's not grappled as per the grappled condition, is he?
Yes.
Because he can let go of his trident.
Sure, he can.
So then he wouldn't. Wouldn't that mean that he wouldn't be affected by the
I
grappled
mean-
condition?
Unless he wants to let go.
Do you want to let go?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm just saying. I just. Sorry.
Well, so the trident is like stuck in the tree, right? You just said it was
Yes.
fleshy. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah,
Yes.
no, he would have just let go of it. And
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. So he was hit by a pseudopod then, and he takes a whole 4 damage. And then it makes one other attack at Adalia.
No.
Oh no!
For a total of 17. Yes, that is going to hit.
Okay.
Oh.
11.
11 points of damage.
Oh, big oof.
Very,
So as you
very
see-
big oof.
From this corner, it looks like just a piece of the rubble with like this tentacle comes out with like some teeth attached to it and just rakes across your face. And that is its turn. Adalia, it is now your turn.
Okay, so Adalia is not looking great at all. She is in a lot of pain. So with that, we are just going to go on ahead and do some gun stuff. So yes, we are going to go ahead and roll this in. That is going to be 17 to hit.
That's a hit.
Oh, sweet God, thank Jesus. Wonderful. And we can add these to damage per your rules, correct?
Yes.
Beautiful. Okay. So that will be 14 points of damage.
Okay.
And then she is just going to kind of lay down and kneel, and that's it. That's her turn for now, I believe. Yep.
Okay, so you guys see as she shoulders this contraption that almost none of you have ever seen, and with a loud crack, puts a fist-sized hole into the corner of this, what you thought was a house. Okay, that ends your turn, you said? Okay, Merritt.
Okay, so Merritt is going to look up at and just be like, now the trees are attacking me is nothing sacred. And I am going to produce flame at the tree. So I have to roll to hit. That is not going to hit. That was 9.
Okay,
So-
no, that is a miss.
Yeah. And then she is
You-
going
you know
to
you
run
have-
the fuck
you
away
have-
because
You
she is
have
very,
luck.
very
Did you
scared.
add your 4 point? Did you add your roll for the luck?
Oh, I did not, but
That's true.
Roll a d4.
That is 10.
Ah.
I guess to quite
That is still a miss.
Yeah. Because I am. I blessed. Okay. And then she is going to run away because she's very, very scared right now. So she's going to back the fuck up, like all the way over here.
Okay. Does that end your turn?
Yeah. She's running away, going like shit, 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 shit.
Okay.
Okay, that's my turn.
Reveneer.
He is going to pull out his greatsword and slash at the tree, which is probably
Okay.
not a great idea, but it's a thing that's happening. That's a nat 20.
Okay. Somebody's here.
If it's doubled, if we're doing the double damage system, then it would be 18 points of damage, right?
That's correct.
That 4 is not. Okay.
Well, that's without the modifier, so that would have been 15. I'm trying to get that all fixed on here. Like,
Okay, so 15 points is the total.
yeah.
So then 30 points of damage.
That is correct.
Oh, then I'm sorry. No, 9 is the total damage.
So
So
18.
then
Normal
18 points of
damage. So doubled is 18. So we're adding the modifier in twice.
It's just your dice.
Just your dice times 2.
Plus, and then add the
And then you
modifier
have-
onto the end, right?
So it's
Yes.
15
Yes.
total.
Oh, I see. That's what I'm misunderstanding. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Okay, so you hit this thing hard. In fact, the tree is now kind of hanging like halfway off. You split the eyeball in 2. It's kind of leaking like this weird green fluid all over the place. Some of it got on you. It is not holding onto your trident anymore.
Oh no, it still had the trident, and then I just pulled the greatsword and slashed into it. I have a
Yeah,
lot of weapons.
I know. Now it's not holding the trident anymore. It
Oh, good.
was. Now it spit it back out. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. That's all.
Okay, I'm going to sorry. I'm going to go over to Adalia and I'm going to say, I need somebody, not just anybody, help. And I'm going to inspire her.
Jesus Christ.
And I'm going to heal her as well.
Wow.
Wow. Wow, indeed.
I have to ask, Did you modify all of your spells?
No, I did not for this one.
Okay.
Only most of them.
Only most of them.
Okay, so you got 17 points of healing off that,
And you have a D8 inspiration as well.
and Bardic Inspiration.
Yeah. So that means I'm no longer at 1 hit point.
Does that end your turn?
Yes, that ends my turn. Oh, actually, with my free action, I'm going to have some Boren and talk about how great it is too.
Okay. Palador.
Watery eyes, I point at Revnir. I look upon you, kinfolk. Let us rise together.
Okay, who are you healing?
Revnir.
Okay.
Only one of those count. My system's a little sluggish.
I'll
The
let you
top
choose.
one's 10 points. 10 points of healing.
Okay.
From here.
Sweet.
I point at him and I heal you.
Does that end your turn?
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes, it does.
Fluke.
I'm just gonna sit down here cross-legged and continue to eat a little bit of boar, but I think that that my luck's gonna try to affect this creature in a little bit of a way. If we could do that, I'll let you know what this does. There's my cast. Oh no, sorry, I thought that description came out.
I don't know why I rolled a D8. Sorry, that should be a lot higher than that.
That's
okay.
all right. I'll take on my
So
description.
I rolled a 0, so I'd say it's working.
There we go. Here, I'll display it on the VT2. There we go. Thank you very much.
Okay, give me damage.
Okay. You take 1d6, I believe. Oh, my luck wasn't that good.
Oh, sad day.
But if anybody does anything after that before my turn, it gets D4 off their saving throw.
Okay. All right, does that end your turn?
Yeah.
Okay. It is now the Mimic's turn. All right, it is going to try and grab. Let's see. It is going to try and grab. I can't decide. It looks so tasty. Palador, it is going to try and grab you.
Oh no.
I believe that is a hit.
I'd like to use Lucky to make you to reroll.
Okay.
Okay, so I will reroll. I believe, if I'm doing that correctly. Somebody.
Yes.
check it. Okay, so
Oh, you want to do it or do you want me to do it? Either way, I don't care. If you want me to do it, I got a
well,
7.
if you did it already, I ain't gonna like
I'm just saying, if you
scoff
want-
at that. I'm
You wanna
fine
take
with
the
it.
chance?
I'm cool. I'm cool.
Okay. So it tries
I
to
look
reach out.
down and I'm like, oh, a kindling has left the fire, and you
And
know.
yeah, yeah, the pseudopod just swings right over your head. And you narrowly miss it. Okay. The other one is going to try and grab Revenir again. I believe that's a hit. Yes. Okay. There's a whole 4 points of damage, and you are grappled.
Sweet.
Okay, that is its turn. Adalia.
All right. Adalia is going to go on ahead and shoot again at the same target as previously. And that's going to be... Oh, that is going to be a dirty 21 to hit.
Okay, that's a hit.
Lovely. Okay, and now we are going to use that inspiration. Oh, you can't do that on... we can do that on damage roll.
Not physical damage, only spell.
Only spell. Duly noted. Okay. In that case, come on. Not as good. 6 points of damage.
Okay.
And that's going to end her turn. She is kind of a one-trick pony at this point.
And as she is fighting, you all notice that she looks like she is under a bit of distress. It appears that there is some other sort of outside influence that is on Adalia's mind at the moment that is making it difficult for her to concentrate. Adalia, does that end your turn?
It sure does.
Maybe it's the fact that a vampire is standing behind you.
All right, Merritt.
Oh, me. Okay. So Merritt is going to walk up one space and go, "You leave him alone, you stupid tree!" And I'm going to produce flame again at the main, like, this thing.
Okay.
That's a lot better. That's a 19 to hit.
That hits. Give me damage.
Excellent. Okay. That is 6 points of damage. I
Okay.
like pull some fire up in my hand and I just throw it as hard as I can.
And you see as it lands on the tree, it actually catches quite well.
Yes.
And it starts to kind of curl around where where Revenir has wounded already. You see the tree actually recoil and sort of try to turn in on itself to extinguish the flames, but they catch a little bit too fast. That did a lot of damage. Does that end your turn?
Let's see. Yeah, that's going to end my turn. I'm probably just going to back up again because she is very scared.
Okay. Revenir.
Revenir is going to smile and say, "My ancestors are looking down upon me. What can you say about that, flesh tree?" And he'll bring his greatsword down into its meat. And I'm going to roll that d4.
Okay.
So that's a 15 plus a 3 is an 18 hit.
That's a hit. Give me damage.
7.
Okay. So you kind of, as now it's on fire, and you carve another like chunk out of it. You even cut the eye straight off the top, and it kind of slides off and hits the ground with like a meaty thunk. It is hurt real bad, but it is still moving.
That's all I got.
Okay. Night Song.
I'm going to be simply appalled by what I'm witnessing, and I'm going to mock the tree eyeball thing, saying that to fix your vile breath, you need only to gargle with alchemist fire.
Okay. Hope that should have been a d20. It fails. So it takes 6 psychic damage. Okay.
I think we all took 6 psychic damage.
Does that end your turn?
Was that an affirmative Night Song?
No, actually, no, I didn't unmute myself. I am going to sing a song for Ravnir. Let me find the song. I'm going to sing a song by Sir Rick James, "Give It To Me, Baby."
Okay, so Ravnir, you have inspiration.
Sweet.
Does that end your turn now, Night Song?
Yes, that does.
Okay, Palador.
While palming a silvered mirror, gather and form Tetsudo. The shadows can hardly touch you now.
Okay.
I move up to there, but I'm actually casting it on Revenir.
Okay. Okay. So he's got Sanctuary. Got it. There we go. He's got all kinds of things going on. He's feeling lucky. He's got Sanctuary. He's being held in this thing's gentle embrace, very weakly. Does that end your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Fluke.
All right, I got a bit of pork in my hand, and I stand up while I'm eating. I'm just gonna snap my finger and sit back down and keep in my pork, and just cast this little baby. All right.
Okay. And they have to do a wisdom save. Okay, so it passes. Is that half damage?
I don't even think half damage. Let me see here. Succeed. Yeah, no, I think you're good.
Okay, so
It ends the spell. Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't get the fire to take as well as Merritt did, and it kind of pats it out really quickly before it has a chance to do any damage. Does that end your turn?
Just hold on one moment. Let me just think about that for a second. Sorry for eating up everybody's airtime here. Let me just.
No worries.
How dare you give us more time to strategize and think about our next move?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna just kind of rewind a little bit, and I'm just gonna use one of my luck points and see if I could re-roll that saving throw.
Okay. That is still a pass.
Still, yeah. All right. Well, not feeling lucky. I'm just gonna eat my pork. Move on.
Okay. All right. So the Mimic's turn. Now it is going to try one more time to get Adalia with its pseudopod. Stop shooting me. It has grabbed you. And it does.
Oh, thank God.
6 points of damage, and you are grappled. To Revenir, it is going to try and bite you, since it has you grappled.
Nice.
That is a hit. And you take 10 points of piercing damage. And then Night Song, it is going to try and grab you.
Oh, this thing is such a dick.
Ten points of bludgeoning damage, and you are grappled.
Motherfucker.
That is the end of its turn. Adalia.
All right, so Adalia is going to have something a little different happen because I forgot about this part. Could this please make a wisdom saving throw? Ah, lovely. All right, so with that, the loud banging noise from the gun, I forgot how I was supposed to do this. She fires off a blank, and it is very, very loud. And that is how we cast Toll the Dead this way for this much stuff. It's damage. Math. Nope, just 4 points of psychic damage.
You can add your inspiration.
Necrotic. Oh, I'm still inspired.
Yep.
Okay. I'm sorry. I just a little bit all over the place right now. So that's a total of 7 points of necrotic damage, not psychic damage. I don't know what I'm talking about.
So, Adalia, how do you want to do this?
That's a great question. How do I want to do this? I'll say it has tried to hit me, and Adalia is just very fed up, and she just wants to eat some goddamn boar. So she loads in a special cartridge into her gun, fires it, and a large, high-pitched ringing noise sounds off, and it just kind of like shrivels and squeals in pain and collapses to the ground in a fleshy mess. Is that okay? Does that sound acceptable?
So
The fleshy mass part was good.
it appears that by all the bullets that you've shot into it and all the times you've hacked at it and lit it on fire and all the other things you've done to it, it was this high-pitched sound, which was what finally was able to do it in. And this, you all have to even cover your ears to kind of avoid any lasting effects when she hits the trigger. But this thing squeals in pain and agony when she does so, and then finally just succumbs to its wounds and kind of drapes over. The tree kind of looks sad now and is kind of like leaning over on the ground, and it's not moving any further.
And with that, she's going to turn and just kind of yank a leg off of the boar and go, "Well then, shall we?" and start eating.
I offer up him. Oh, high five, my lady. Nice.
And yeah, like mouthful of boar.
Greasy palm, high five.
Slightly little.
Boar grease, high five.
And so everybody is kind of celebrating. Palador, you look like you take a look to the right, and in the tree, standing right in front of you, a little receptacle opens up, like almost like a hollow in the tree, right before your eyes, and a gold piece is sitting inside.
Oh, look at that. Oh, is it Stensian currency?
Yes.
I buy it. Is it? Yeah.
It's real.
It's real? Oh,
Real.
just put that in my pouch, I guess.
So as this creature kind of starts to sink and mingle into the rest of the detritus in the swamp, you hear once again the howls in the night start to pick up, and this time it sounds like they're a lot closer than they were before, kind of as if they were being drawn in by the sounds of battle.
Oh,
And that's where we're going to stop for now.
But
Dun dun.
Merritt is freaking out because she doesn't like the wolves. That is so weird.
You'll be all right, Merritt.
I don't think that's true, but thank you.
You have the company of a vampire, full-fledged vampire with us.
But she is eating food.
Has she eaten pork?
Yes, she has.
So this is where we'll pick up on the 18th. Will be our
No.
next game.
so far in the
So
future.
I know.
Thank you so
Well,
much,
that's
DM. That was a great game.
Yes.
thank
Thank
you.
you,
Bye.
Jeremy. I can't
Yay.
shake this accent now. Miko is going to be talking like this tonight.
Oh boy.
I hope you guys had a good time.
I'm gonna cut the stream for everyone. So
Yeah.
Okay.